Hello and welcome to Access Paranormal. My name's Jamie Williams and joining me in the studio again is the co-presenter, Jonathan Sullivan.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jonathan. So it's been an unusual week, hasn't it?
It certainly has.
Weather's been not very good, so, you know.
Nope.
But hey, here we are back in the studios.
Yeah.
And I got in touch with you in the week, didn't I? And said, watch this video.
You did.
And it was what we're going to talk about. And I think we'll probably mention it later on as well as Dybbuk boxes.
Yeah, it seems to be a big thing on YouTube at the minute.
Yeah, and the one I watched, and I messaged you, didn't I? And said, you got to watch this. Yeah. And it was the Dybbuk box of Chris
Chambers.
Chris Chambers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it's about an hour long on I think it's Amazon Prime, and I think you can catch it on YouTube as well, can't you?
Yeah, it's on YouTube as well, yeah.
And he gets a Dybbuk box, and he decides to open it up, and it's what happens after that.
Yeah, it's just so believable, isn't it? It's not over the top, I don't think.
No.
It's really good.
It's really, I mean, good. What we saw was supposed to be actual footage of what happened.
Yes, actual
of the person. And you know, it's a strange one.
It really is. Really good.
Well, we've been to places where one of the places we went to had 2 Dybbuk boxes.
That's right, yeah.
And there was no way we were going to open them.
No, I wouldn't.
It's not something I'm into. You know, it's one of those. You know, do you want to? I mean, after seeing that anyway, I'm glad I've not opened any of them because it just went on and on, didn't it? For him? And it, you know, I don't know how long it went on for. We only seen an hour of it, but he had it night after night, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, I think it was for some weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think the main thing to say is, I know, because it's a big thing on YouTube, people have been buying them on eBay and doing openings of them. I don't really, I don't know what to make of buying a Dybbuk box on eBay. I don't think. Well,
I've seen it. I mean, I think it was Mindseed what bought one.
Yeah,
and you know the dark webs.
That's where Chris Chambers bought it from, isn't it?
Yeah, the dark web. Yeah, he paid a couple of £100 for it as well, or a couple of $100, as they say. And you know, it's just not worth the risk, is it?
It's certainly not. I mean, I've been looking into them a little bit further. There was another story from quite a few years ago. A Polish woman, she's a grandmother. She died at 103.
Wow.
Now her items of her house got auctioned off.
Yeah.
And this lady bought what she thought was a wine case that was on a wall in a study, and she'd actually met the granddaughter of the grandmother. And it was an actual Dybbuk box that she bought.
And she didn't open it, did she?
She did open it.
And you're going to tell us what happened?
No. I'm going to let you go on YouTube, and you can find that one out for yourselves.
Have you got a title for it?
I can find you a title for it, Jamie.
Because you've got your mobile phone with you, haven't you?
I'm going to give that out near the end of the show.
Okay, that's fair dues, yeah.
Right, and I'll find that one. It's a well-known story, that one, though. That's what I'm trying to say. When you actually look into them, the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old. It's not just a new thing. Yeah, but
1600s.
1600s it goes back to.
And I think there was a movie, wasn't there, made about the fella who bought one. Didn't he buy it from, like, the child was selling all these bits and pieces outside the house, or they were selling, and he went and bought it, and then he thought it was something to do with the what was it? Something to do with their family, so he tried to give it back, but they would refuse to take it back.
Yeah.
And then he gave it to members of his family, and they gave it back to him as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's where everyone started noticing what Dybbuk boxes are. And obviously the experts will probably know more than that anyway.
Yeah.
But I think that brought it into the light of
it did,
you know, things like that. And it's the same with furniture, isn't it? You know, sometimes you can buy furniture. People say, if you think about it, a lot of people who buy wardrobes, and they say things have happened to them.
That's right, yeah.
And in a way, that's like a Dybbuk box.
It is really,
because
isn't it?
They've got the doors on them and everything else. So if you think of it in that way, same with drawers and cupboards.
Yeah.
They're just like makeshift Dybbuk boxes.
I think the difference with the Dybbuk box is it's meant to hold
evil,
like a demon.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where they're sealed. But But going back to the Chris Chambers, when he actually opened that box, and he had his little, it's like it's Americans' version of a K2, isn't it? They had like the ghost meter.
That's right. Yeah.
And they had that on the box and all around the box.
Was it an EMF?
Yeah, it's the same as a K2,
yeah.
EMF meter, yeah. But it was going off all around the box.
That's right.
And then he had it next to the box when he opened it. And as soon as that box opened,
nothing.
It stopped.
Yeah.
And then a bit later on, and if you call it a movie, it's on for an hour, isn't it? It was actually around him.
That's right.
And he had the ghost meter on while he was sat down, and it was going off. And then he moved quickly into the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Watch this." And within a couple of seconds, it was going off again.
That's right, yeah.
It was actually following him round.
He went in another room as well and done it, didn't he?
Right, yeah.
But we won't spoil it. If anybody out there wants to watch it, go and watch it. It's really, really interesting. It's only an hour long, but it's well worth watching.
Well worth a watch. Well worth a watch.
And we'll have to talk more about the Dybbuk box later on, because I mean, it's one of those, you don't hear much of them.
It's like a taboo subject, isn't it?
And it is interesting because you could actually go to a car boot sale and buy. You could probably go and buy one off a car boot sale somewhere down the line. You know, not saying they're going to be at everyone, but
no, there's probably one will turn up somewhere.
Yeah, not in my house.
The moral of the story: don't go buying any boxes sealed with wax.
No, I mean, I know there's Dybbuk boxes being sold on eBay, but
I don't know.
Do you know what? I think they're more fake than anything. Them ones, being honest with you, that's my own personal opinion, because it's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah.
I know. I like eBay. Don't get me wrong, but not for things like that.
No, well, eBay's eBay, isn't it? It's fantastic.
It is,
but it can be abused.
It can, very much so.
And in a little bit, changing the subject quickly, because I mean, soon we're going to have who was it we're going to have on?
Oh, Jay and Pam.
Jay and Pam from
Wisconsin.
Winsconsin in the USA. It's a hard word to say. Why do you get people with places that it's very difficult to say?
Well, you know, it gets easier.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say.
Winsconsin.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. No, and they were very, very interested in the name. That'll be coming up in a minute or so.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Lovely people.
Yeah. So, I mean, how did you get hold of these people? Was it Facebook?
Through Instagram.
Instagram?
Yeah, through our Instagram page. We're doing well on there now. Got lots and lots of followers. Lots of interest in the show.
Oh, fantastic.
And other people that are doing actual podcasts. And we're going to be doing a little something with them.
Super.
In a few weeks' time.
America,
yeah, again, yeah.
We haven't half touched into America, haven't we? Which is fantastic. America and Australia seems to be the one.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody in the UK, if there's any paranormal groups in the UK, please get in touch.
Well, we have. We've got a few in line, don't panic.
We have. It's just at the moment we're getting a really good response from America.
We are.
Which is great. I mean, that's what we want.
Brilliant.
And, I mean, we had, we were in Ohio, West Virginia, Ohio as well, wasn't it?
Terry.
West Virginia and Ohio. Was it Terry? Yeah.
Terry.
No, Chris.
Chris.
Terry Crozier was last week.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
See, you've got that many of them.
I know,
you don't know where we are.
I know, yeah.
And do you know what? Every one of them has been fantastic.
Haven't they just been? They've been brilliant. But it just goes to show, no matter where we're going, we're all doing the same things on investigations.
Yeah, but it's lovely to hear from the other countries anyway, and how they go about it.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So we've had
fantastic.
We had Chris and Henry on. Chris and Henry.
Yeah.
Teddy Crozier.
Yeah.
They were brilliant.
Yeah.
And in a couple of seconds' time, we're going to have
Jay and Pam,
and they're going to be talking about their experiences, aren't they? Because they are Winsconsin Paranormal Group.
Yeah.
And they're going to say what they've done around there, and
that's right.
Around there, Winsconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one.
I'm practicing on that one now. Yeah. While it's on, do you know what I'm going to do?
Go on.
I'm going to practice that, so when it comes to the end of it, I can say it. So, anyway, here we go, and this is how the interview went. So joining us in the studio, all the way from Wisconsin, over there in the USA, we've got Jay Hill, and we've also got his colleague Pam, and they are from Winsconsin Paranormal Research. Hello, Jay. Hello, Pam.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, welcome to welcome to Liverpool, really, isn't it? So,
yeah.
Jay, tell us a little. Sorry.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Thanks for coming on. Jay, tell us a little bit about your group and when you started and how you actually came about as the group itself.
Actually, the group started probably about a couple of years ago. I had been involved in the paranormal pretty much my whole life, so it was just about time to kind of put something together because I was just trying to really do something in the paranormal field, and I decided to put my money where my mouth is and started getting equipment and got some people that I do know, and everything just kind of gelled together.
And how many are you? How many people are in your group?
Right now there's 4, with a couple other people that were included beforehand that live a little bit distance away. So when we do need them, we call upon them.
Right. So you're not all local then. You're all quite a distance away, apart from Pam.
Yeah. We go pretty much anywhere.
Right across the USA. Yeah.
Yeah, we would like to try to do that as much as we can, but because of COVID, it's kind of put a damper on things.
Yeah, it's causing a lot of problems for everyone. And Pam, how did you get into the paranormal? I know you're a medium, and you do other things as well, don't you, as well as being a mediumship?
Yeah, I'm also a Kundalini Reiki master. And for those that don't know what that is, it's energy. I work with energy. I can heal the energy in negative spaces or in homes that, or businesses, and also in people. We have energy centers in our bodies, and I clear and cleanse them and release anything that's holding you back from your highest good in life every day.
Right. And when you both go out, or as a group you go out on paranormal investigations, are you the person who does the protections and keeps people safe?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Right. And Jay, you started the paranormal research. When you go to these locations, do you do any research before you go, or do you just go in there blindfolded?
We have an off-site researcher who we contact and give her information that she collects information for us when she's available. Or we do the research ourselves, usually before we enter a location, a business, or a home.
Uh-huh.
We kind of want to know what we're up against.
Ah, right. So you're just being careful, really, before you go in there.
It's all about safety.
Yeah, we do it the opposite. We actually just go in there without any information at all. We just take the chance. So, Jonathan, have you got a question for Jay there? Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, Jay. So do you do... is it people that call you to go out and investigate houses and businesses? Or is this just a hobby? Or...
No, this is... Well, it kind of started out that way, but it's more or less... it's more of a purpose.
Right, okay.
I like to help people. My motto is... I have helping people is in my DNA, and the dead are not any exception.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And have you got any experiences that you could share with us? Any really big experiences?
Any big experiences? I had, before I became a full-time, or actually part full-time investigator, I have had experiences when I was younger of being physically attacked by an entity that actually threw me to the floor out of my bed once.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah,
and
it was quite scary. I was in a house that I knew to be haunted, and I was actually living in the apartment upstairs, and the doors slamming, basically lights flickering and stuff like that. And then I had an incident when I went to bed one night and got attacked, and it was quite scary. Needless to say, I wasn't there much longer after that.
Yeah. Nor would I, BJ. Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? We go into these paranormal investigations and we always come out frightened more than what we went in. But Pam, when you've been on investigations yourselves, and you say you sense things. What kind of things do you actually sense? You know, when you go into these buildings.
I feel the anxiousness of the spirits that know that I can cross them over, that they actually come from around the area for me to cross them. I can feel that, and then I feel the negativity that's there. Some is residual from over time built up, and some of it's in the now moment that are actually spirits that just are not so nice. Sometimes when they cross, they bring your personality with you, and over time it enhances and turns into like entities, and it builds up. So I can feel all that.
Right.
And then I like to be able to help. You know, I don't like to just walk in and say, "Yep, this, that, and the other," because I'm drawn back to release that energy.
Oh, yeah. And
you know,
when you say
so that's what I'm drawn.
When you say you feel the entity and that they want to cross, in what way do you feel? Do you actually get their feelings into you, or do they talk to you or anything like that?
I can feel their emotions and their anxieties and their you know, it's just despair. Some of them despair. I mean, it's just that they've lost hope, and some of them are scared. Some of them they can't see each other. They're walking alongside each other, not knowing each other's there.
Is that because it's different levels?
Dimensions. There's like you vibrate at a certain vibration.
Yeah. And
some are in higher vibration, and some are low. So they're not in the same level, so they don't see each other. So it's a lot. There's a lot of layers into energy.
Do you think, you know, when you're talking about layers and the different energies, do you think it's because they're from a different kind of, where we'd say, you know, we're like the next generation to our parents and things like that? Do you reckon that's what it is on the levels, that it's a different generation, it's a different level, they've moved up, or... Yeah,
that's possible too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We have our ancestors all around us all the time that they're trying to help us with give us their knowledge, and it's an amazing thing to be able to release things that are in this world that have been here. They don't realize. We've had spirits that we told them what year it was, and they just couldn't believe it.
Seriously, yeah.
I'm like, no way.
So
it's fun.
So when you go into a building as a medium and Jay as a paranormal investigator, sorry, you obviously you both see it in a different kind of form, really. Where as Pam goes in and sees them and feels them, their energies, you go in there and obviously I don't know whether you feel the energies or not, or do you feel the atmosphere is different to what Pam's? If you understand what I mean there?
I share the same thing Pam does.
Right. So you both got yeah.
Yeah, I am basically we're kind of like connected that way. So I also feel that emotion of that aspect and sense the negativity.
Impasse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So they do show themselves though to us. I know when to take a picture because that's how I've always seen them. I capture them on photos.
Yeah.
And video.
It's funny you say it's funny you say that, Pam, because I remember talking to someone once and they said the same. They take photographs of the buildings.
Yeah, they show them. They're orbs. They come right up to my phone, my camera. I'll ask them. I go, I know you're here. I can feel you. Can you come out? No, no. Yeah, now they come right up to my camera.
Right.
So they come on demand when I ask them, which is really cool.
Oh, do you know, I'd love to experience something like that. But when I say the photograph as well, do you actually? And I'll ask you the same, Jay. Is when you look at a photograph, I've had somebody say to me when they look at the photograph, they can actually see movement in the photograph as if it's like a video, and I can't get my head around that because obviously to me it's just a photograph. But they say they can actually see some kind of movement in the image itself.
Yeah. I know what you mean by that.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but once in a while.
It has to be their connection to hear us as well as ours. If the connection ain't there because they don't have enough energy to show us, then it's hard to make that connection to everything, because some of them, they always ask they want light, so I have to call in the light because it gives them energy.
Yeah.
They're always asking for that, so I bring that in there. They're always saying light, love light, I need light,
Right, and when they come to you, obviously they just want to move on. They're stuck in between our world and their own world.
Time,
yeah.
And then if they don't at first, they call us back to it. I get called back to that area.
Yeah, we've been called back a couple times.
Yeah, they visit us in our homes.
We're actually sitting in a 18. Yeah, we actually are sitting in a house in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. That's from the mid 1800s, and it's a mansion. And we're doing this interview here because we were in one of the most haunted rooms.
Wow. So if we hear another voice, so if any of our listeners are out there and they're listening to this, if you hear anything, let us know. That would be fantastic. Now, are you actually investigating tonight? Are you actually there to investigate?
No, we probably will be coming back soon. We're just meeting the new owners of the Maxwell Mansion. Fantastic people, and we have a good rapport with them, and so hopefully they're going to ask us back, which I think they will. We did our Halloween special last year here. And
wow.
So yeah, it's
and the spirits know us.
The spirits know us, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So it's actually called the Maxwell House.
Maxwell Mansion.
Maxwell. Do you know I'm thinking of the coffee? Sorry. The Maxwell House. Can you tell us a little bit? I mean, it's interesting now to find out that you're interviewing us from a location that you will be investigating. Would you be able to tell us a little bit about it?
About one coming up, or
no, about the mansion.
About the mansion.
Oh, about the mansion itself.
Yes, please.
Oh, let's see. The history of actually this place is just. There used to be a doctor that used to. In the 1800s, that actually performed surgeries in the basement.
Wow.
Which is it was pretty crazy. It's now actually converted into a bar. It's called the Speakeasy downstairs.
Right.
And he used to do amputations and other procedures. And yeah, it's a different vibe down there. There's a bar upstairs, and yeah, there's rooms. They have rooms you can rent.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a hotel.
Wow. Oh, so you can actually stay there as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the owners actually live on site, I presume they do.
They do.
Wow. And as you said, it's now turned into a bar. Has it been recently renovated then for all this to be, for the spirits to kick off?
Over the years, I mean, it's been a lot of different things. In the last probably 10 years, it's been a hotel. It's got a bar upstairs, bar downstairs in the basement, and there's the ballroom up here. It's just a place to behold. It's a very beautiful place.
Yeah, sounds it.
Travelers used to stop in here.
Mm-hmm. Travelers used to stop in here.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So they've got a constant flow of spirits that come and they're still traveling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what sort of equipment do you use on your investigations?
Basically, we have some, like a couple apps on our phone that we use, but we also have handmade like portal boxes. I call them a dead box. That we've had that worked pretty good. We also have like the SB7.
Yeah.
Or I've got several different recorders, but I'll tell you what, the recorder on my phone, because I have a new Samsung phone, and the recorder is fantastic. I picked up things on my phone that I couldn't pick up on regular recorders.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Brilliant.
They're using our phones, and they always have for me, because I always pull it out and then I'll video them.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
so I just want to know how many spirits around me because I can feel like there's a lot, and I just ask for validation because I just want, evidence for people.
Mm-hmm.
And they always give it to me every time.
Yeah.
And now, with you being there now, both of you, do you actually feel the spirits around you now as we're talking?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It actually got colder in here.
Yep, it
in the
did.
last 10 minutes, and I can feel energies around me, so they're coming in, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Right, well, feel free to call out if you feel anything there. Just stop us and call out. We really don't mind at all. You've got other people. You were saying there was 4 members. Could you tell us a little bit about your other 2 members?
Our other members are Alyssa Ruiz and Marissa Bravo, and they're a younger couple that they love what they do. I mean, they love helping out. They're very good at going to places individually. When we send them to different parts of a place we're investigating,
Yeah.
and they're kind of they're still learning, but they're very dedicated to what they're doing.
Yeah, their energy is very young and very, fresh, so it sets out a good vibe for the whole investigation.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how far do you travel from where you are in Wisconsin? What's the furthest you've been?
Oh, let's see, 6 hours away.
Wow.
Went up north to a small town
Yeah.
to do an investigation. It was actually that time it was just me and Alyssa Ruiz,
Yeah.
and we went to a building that was that had an entity in it.
And
that was interesting, to say the least.
And Alyssa, as you said, that she's one of the younger ones who are in the team. And
Yeah, Alyssa is. She's actually a coworker of mine,
right.
and this is part of our idea. We started discussing this 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And she said that she was in, so we decided to make it happen.
Right. So you and Melissa started the group. It's the team, and then obviously Pam came along as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been doing my work I've always been wanting to join a paranormal team, and I messaged him. I found him on a site, and I messaged him and asked him how he started his team, because I was ready to start a team too. Never met him, never talked to him, and he says his guide said, "Why don't you ask her to join the team?" So I've been a part of it. I don't know.
That's over a year.
Yeah, over a year now.
And
I have a box. I've been doing. I'm doing my own investigations. I can remote investigate. I can house things, from other places, from just being in a different area is what I've been doing. And I didn't know I was told that's what I was doing. So I mean, it all makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
So when I come and actually get on a location, it just happens so fast. We got locked out of this mansion our first time here.
Yeah.
What, by the spirits?
It was so funny.
Yeah, we got locked out. There was a code to get in the door, and we were the only ones here investigating because it's just me and Pam, and we got locked out. And thank God it was still warm outside, but it was getting cooler. And
It started to rain, too.
It started to rain, and then she asked her guides, "Come on, I need some help here," and they gave her the code, and we got in the mansion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was really crazy.
Yeah, it was.
That's an experience.
Why don't you doubt yourself,
So
and I was like, oh my gosh. And so yeah, that was funny. So stuff like that that happens to me all the time. Before I'm doing this, I get messages like that all the time, and I was like, I need to move forward with this because I know I can help lots of people, and
that's what we want to do.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I want to awaken people to this, and I want to help,
Well, that's what it's about. That's what it's about, isn't it? Helping. Sorry?
We have to coexist, in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Helping people, but also trying to prove what's out there as well and getting that kind of satisfaction. Now, you've investigated this place before. What made you come back to the building? You know, is there something going on there that you had to be called back to, or you just wanted to go back?
The new owners came in. Actually, the new owners came in, and we had sensed that some of the spirits were a little bit restful because it was a change of hands, and we had to basically come in here and say everything's fine. You know.
Yeah, they would turn on lights and.
They would turn on ceiling fans and lights and shadow people and this and that. And so some of the workers here were kind of concerned, and we had to make sure that they knew that it was nothing bad.
Right.
They wanted to see what their reactions were to spirits living here. So they were like, hey, is this going to scare you?
Right.
Can I do this? Are you going to get mad at us? They wanted to see.
So.
And it was, we came in here and we helped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Actually today, right now, before we got on here.
Yep.
So when you went in, I'll ask you about. Do you interview the people who've gained these experiences, or they've already told you that before you get there? So when you go in there, you know what you're going into anyway.
Sometimes we do, but there's other times where it's secondhand information.
And
yeah,
the spirits they'll tell, like Jay had some today, they were like, because they knew what I was going to do when I came here, and they told him, I can stop that, I can, make that not happen.
Right.
And
so
like, no.
the negative entity type that was here.
Yeah, it was really bossing and controlling.
Yep.
So they've got to actually know you now, all the spirits.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
he was keeping spirits stuck here that wanted to move on. He was holding, and then over time, that energy grows and intensely, and people will be able to feel it. It'll affect you if you're living in that kind of energy. It turns, really heavy. It gets really heavy.
Yeah.
I released that today.
And do you find when you go on investigations, you have to gain the trust? I know it's going to sound silly, but I do investigations with Jonathan as well, and you tend to try and get the trust of the spirits as well. You try and get their trust to show that you're not there to kind of make fun of them. You're not there to antagonize them. You're there to try and help them in a way.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
That's the first thing they say. Go in there with love as your friend. And love and respect and and empathy.
Right. Yeah.
We're not here to cause anybody harm or change anything. We just want to know if there's anybody that needs any help, or if there's anything we can do, And then they, as we start talking and going, first we don't get anything, and then as we go, we
end up with evidence.
It's unbelievable. It's like they let us know what they want. They need, they can tell what your intent is. They know.
And it's all about intent. Anybody who investigates, they need to know that if your intentions are to instigate or cause trouble or whatever, if you're just in it for basically make it a circus show. If you're just in it to record and to get YouTube likes, they know that intention.
Yeah.
So
well,
that's one thing that we try to do. Yeah, or provoking.
You can go about it just by being polite and all that, and then they'll come in.
Yeah.
Provoking.
It's just.
It doesn't work. Sometimes they will just not give you anything because they know what you want.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've had them experiences in the past in the building we go to, where the studio is.
Yeah, I don't know whether you've ever heard of Mill Street Barracks over here. It's a place called St. Helens. We've had actually Paranormal Lockdown come across. They filmed there. If you haven't heard of it, go on YouTube and have a look at it. And that's not advertising, by the way. It's just that it's quite often up there anyway. And we feel the same as you, Jay and Pam. We tend to go in with a welcoming, hi, we're here, and everything else, and we tend to get more of a reaction with them than going in there. Yes. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to show them what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of them. I'm going to fight them. It's like in real life, isn't it? If I came to you and started getting threatening with you, the first thing you're going to do is either walk away or defend yourself in the best way you can.
I'm going to give you what you want.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head right there.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I look at it this way, you know, they've lived like us. Respect them like you respect everybody else. You know, you give them that welcome. Because, in a way, I mean, we're going into their homes. We're going into where they live now. Even though it's on a different, you know, different plane, they still live in that place. So, you know, we're going in as guests, really, aren't we? The same with yous over there.
Oh, yeah. The best way to treat it, if you go on any investigation, is you're treating it like you're walking into somebody's house like they're alive.
Exactly.
You speak to them like they're right in front of you. You speak to them like
out of respect.
You know, out of respect, and that I'm coming into your home, and you know, it's just
there are some that will follow you back to how do you like it, and they'll come into your home and they'll do stuff to you just to say how do you like it.
I've had that happen before.
How do you like it now? See, this is how it is.
You know. I've never thought. Do you know what, Pam? I've never thought of it that way, and you're right. It's true.
Oh, yeah.
If you go there, why can't they come to you and cause you problems? Yeah, I've never thought of it that way. Now,
you don't want that.
Over the
they don't want that either.
Now, over the 3 years you've been a paranormal researchers, some places you go to, do you go to people's houses or do you stay with the big locations or the locations that you know are well known out there?
We have gone to a home that actually we didn't have to really investigate. They wanted us to investigate, but we actually cleansed it instead.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
They were this spirit was showing each one family member their fears and turned into that fear. So if you had a fear of lions getting attacked, so he would be a lion. Whatever your fears were, he would go to each family member and do that.
And their dreams.
And he would act like he's an entity, and you know, and he wasn't. He was just changing himself into that. And
wow.
They had so many portals in that house. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And that little boy was getting, you know, just traumatized by this. It was
because he's gifted. This
Yeah,
boy
it was
was. He was
like-
9 year old.
yeah.
He was
Yeah.
gifted, so he could see spirits, and you know, at that age.
It must have been traumatizing for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This thing was been there long enough that it was starting to have cords with each one in the family, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to remove the cords and
Yeah.
detach this thing and then send it into the light and close all the doorways,
all the
vortex.
mirrors.
Close everything down, and maybe had other people in there trying to do this and it didn't work, and
Yeah.
I did it, and it's been fine since.
Wow.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And
So yeah, they're fine now.
Yeah, they're good now.
Yep.
do you find that they look for the weakest person first and work on them, and then obviously the fear becomes within the family then, doesn't it? And then he's finally got them all where he wants them, or where it wants them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was their daughter-in-law, I believe,
Yeah.
tried saging the place, and she basically got attacked in her dreams too a lot. And they were like, "Oh, you think you're gonna do that?" So, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to call in reinforcement. I call in reinforcement because it was pretty strong because it had a lot of energy from these, and so many doorways were open there. It was just a lot, and so yeah, it definitely took a Reiki master to heal that because there's when there's that much energy.
And how do you think that entity got there then? Has it been brought in? Do you think?
And that was there before they got there.
Oh yeah, it was a.
When they moved there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a house on the property in the back that was probably mid 1800s, probably then, and it was not there anymore. But the residual energy was was just negative and had something to do with the fire and the land, and it wasn't good.
Yeah, they turn it. I mean, the longer that some of these negative spirits are here, it gets more negative, and it turns into just this awful being,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll grow in time.
Strength too over time.
Right. And when you go to these places and you know that there's a negative energy there as you're going in, can you feel that from when you start off or when you get there itself?
They usually run and hide, they dart.
Oh yeah.
And do they?
They're curious, but then they're gone. They're hiding.
We can feel it before we even get to the
Yeah,
house.
I always have a heads up before before I'm even driving, but before I even leave my house, I already have a heads up on.
We both have heads up too.
And we haven't taken cases because we've been, there's been a few times that we don't know why, but Jay, I'll let you tell the story because they called you.
Oh my God! Yeah, there's been times where they'll contact us on our page and say, we've got this entity or we got something going on and we need help and this and that. And then as soon as I start getting this bad feeling, I'll start digging and, kind of prodding them with information. And then once I do, I realize that they're into witchcraft and spells and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no,
They didn't want us to ever heal anything. They wanted us there for something, and we didn't know what.
We didn't want to find out, so we basically said no.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they'll call us in. They'll do something like there's into like spirit communication and stuff in their homes, and then they're not trained to when something negative comes in, and then they freak out and they call somebody to get rid of it. But they're still going to continue to do this, but without knowing how to do it safely and properly, as far as with your guys and protection and stuff. Beforehand, they don't do that, and then there's they're stuck with this entity, and then
it's like putting a Band-Aid on a cut and taking it off as soon as you
walk out.
And
so it was pointless for us to go in because I can tell that this was not going to change. This is going to happen right away again.
Yeah.
It'll be temporary, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't need any unnecessary attachments either.
No.
Right. Yeah.
It's not only that; it's so much energy expel, and your guys, they're like, you don't want to put them through all this to help you do this, knowing that it's not going to last, and
it's not effective.
No, there's no point in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So, I mean, how many times you get called out in say a month?
A few.
Yeah.
Not too many. A few.
But it was weird because it was like the same type of things both people were doing. In a short amount of time, we got these calls.
Yeah.
It was just really weird.
Yeah.
It's like, were we vibrating at that level of time?
Right.
And they're like, honed in on us. We got to change our vibration.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was fun. You're going to get every kind of scenario there is when you're doing this work.
Yep.
And you just got to be trained and be sure and be confident in yourself that you know that you can handle it, or you can't do this because it's just not.
Yeah,
exactly. This isn't just for us. It's never really been a hobby. I mean, for me, when I was younger, it was kind of a hobby and this and that. But then when I got older and realized, what my purpose was, and to help the living and the dead, and realizing that investigating and finding lost history for the, what as our team, one of the mottos is just finding the lost history to find the truth. Find the truth behind that lost history. So,
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Teaching people that how, my child can see spirits since she was little, and then, what can I do? I don't know anything about this, and I can't talk to anybody. I'm a doctor. If people know I'm asking my patient how to do this, she goes, why don't you start teaching, And that's another avenue I'm going to try to go down, because there's so many people out there that are searching the internet, trying to, without anybody knowing, for help,
I think sorry, Pam.
I'd like to do that. I'd like to start helping people, with this.
Do you find sorry, Pam, do you find out now that there's more people coming out and asking for help than what there was before? And do you think that's because of the TV shows and the media?
They had time to sit home during this paranormal, this
lockdown.
pandemic.
Yeah.
To go within and sit still.
Inside themselves.
Yeah, and they're probably hearing and seeing and sensing things they probably never did before, because they've been so stimulated by exterior. Everybody's outside themselves and not inside themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They are, because they're so worried about everything else that they forget who they are. So you have time to do that now, more than you did before ever. In this lifetime for these.
And they probably say.
And that's the veils are thinning anyway, because there's more light coming into the planet now, and the vibration, the frequency of the planet's rate is getting higher. So this is going to be the new normal. I think it's going to get even more intense as time goes on. time's speeding up, I feel too.
Yeah, and there's probably a lot more people are spending a lot more time at home when they're working from home.
Oh, yeah.
So they're sitting there all day long when they've not done before. So they probably are experiencing more things that are in the homes.
Yep, they're getting more in tune with themselves within.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So,
you were talking.
that part of it.
You were talking before, and I'll ask you the same. Is when you were saying about that these people had these dreams, that they were coming to them in the dreams. Do you ever get spirits before you even go to a place, coming into your dreams and telling you or warning you not to come or anything? Do you understand what I mean by that? Or asking you for their help?
No, not really.
Not for me. I ask my guides, and I can turn on my SB7 box and I'll ask them a question and they'll answer me right on the spot.
Right.
And then the only thing that tries to creep in, I'm protected. My door's locked, because when I first started this work, I had spirits just coming in, wanting me to help them, and it was just too much. So I had to draw the line and have my door protected. They only can come in when I'm ready to cross from wherever they come from. And then I can take photos at my house at the window, and they're all outside my house. You can see them all.
Wow.
Some of them put on shows. They're like levitating in my street. It's kind of crazy. And then, but I mean, I had to have a plan for what I do and protect myself and my family. So, but I've had negativity creep in. Wasn't really crossing spirits for a little bit here, and I had something negative. But they come at me, try to scare me, and I say, I love you. You want me to go and send you into the light? And I start showing them love, this entity, and they just it's like me chasing hit then.
So you reverse
I turn
it
around and they don't like that. So
yeah.
They didn't scare me. They don't scare me. I'm not afraid of any negativity. I'm actually willing to help it, because it did. A lot of times there were human souls that turned into that, and if they've never been human and they're an elemental or a negative spirit, then I still call in on the light and ask for the Archangel Michael to take him for judgment or back to where he belongs, to get him out of this 3D dimension or fourth or lower dimension, to get it out of our this space. It doesn't belong here, and
right.
Take it for healing or judgment or whatever.
And
I do that, and but I don't. You can't go with any fear, because they'll prey upon it, and that's a weakness. And then for some, not all, but I've seen a lot of people. That actually have seen stuff that just won't do this work anymore because of that.
Right. And Jay, are you the same? Do you get the? Because you said you work alongside, or you're similar to Pam in that way. Is this the same for you? Do you get the same kind of thing, or are you slightly different in that way?
Yeah, yes and no. I'm pretty much the same, but I basically, it comes to me like in an image, kind of like somebody holds a picture up in front of my face, and then I kind of get it. But I guard myself as well. I'm very protected as well, so I also have very astute prayers that I say even before I leave my house.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been jumped before, and that's not something I want to happen again. So I basically just protect myself, and if I have questions, if I'm unsure about something,
mm-hmm.
or about an investigation or something, I'll ask Pam and get her input on it, and just kind of go from there. Or if I make the decision saying, yeah, this investigation's not going to go anywhere because the negativity aspect of it is too intense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there has been.
So have you been to buildings before where you've just thought, whoa, no, that this is too big for us, or it's too much for us?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had to actually consult 2 other mediums. One that is a friend of ours that lives up north, and then a celebrity, I won't mention her name, but she lives in California.
Yeah.
And she told me specifically, stay away from this one.
Oh, right. So you did.
Yeah, I have some connections here and there in that area.
Me too.
So we kind of pick certain people's brains just to get a double or triple verification to say, yeah, that's not something you want to do.
These people who you know, are these the people who have done this investigations and said keep away from it?
What was that again?
Oh, sorry. I was saying, are these people the people you contact, are these people who've been there and have experienced it themselves and said just keep away?
Oh, no.
Told them like the situations and
sent them pictures, and then as soon as the medium that I talked to said no way, don't even attempt it.
Ah, right.
So we just.
Some things have been there so long that the land and it's just move out, go away. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, and a lot of it has to do with the land.
Yeah.
Because the fact that I don't need to say anything else about the UK. The history for the UK and the land and everything. Oh my gosh! I mean, I would like to spend just 2 hours.
Yeah.
In the UK.
In the UK, just to investigate and just to sense what I could and what we both could feel.
It's
Native entities never showed themselves to me.
It's
energy.
It's
the one had I have this like blanket I put around me like if I'm reading a book or something.
yeah. It's funny how you say about the entities that you want to come into the UK and experience it over here, and we're the same. We want to go over to the USA and experience it because it's two different it's completely two different cultures. Plus, it's a lot warmer over there as well.
Yeah.
Well,
apart from the storm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll have to make that happen.
Yeah, right.
Well, if you ever come over to the UK, please get in touch with us, and we'll invite you down to Mill Street Barracks because you'd love it there. Have a look at that up as well. Now you've been to a lot of locations. Have you got a favourite which you'd like to go back to? We have locations where we want to go back to again and again and again. Have you got places like that?
Yeah, the one we're at. We live home here.
The mansion.
The mansion, yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah, and I live 10 minutes away.
Oh, right, so you're not that far away from it then, yeah.
No.
Well, it's the same with us. I mean, I'm 2 minutes down the road from Mill Street Barracks, so it's not too bad for me neither. Isn't it funny that your favourite location's on your doorstep?
Yeah, right.
When you go to these locations, and I mean, obviously you've been to places where you've never ever been before. How do you feel when you walk into that building? Is it the first thing that hit you is the spirits what are there, or is it the excitement of going into a new building and seeing this, or is it like a professional thing? Forget the building, we're here for a reason.
It's like a lot of it. It's like all of it. I mean, it's just when I walk into a place I've never been, I feel like beside myself. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. But I know exactly what you mean there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the feeling, the emotions, and this and that kind of go through my filter basically because I'm focused on doing what I got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something really negative and very strong and negative, I've experienced that.
I don't know whether you're the same, Pam, as well. As when you go into a building, you start picturing what it was like at the time. Like when you go into a building, you want to imagine what it was like. You start video. It's like a video in your head. You start looking at how it looked at the time. The glamorous.
They show you this. When you start seeing it, they're showing you.
Yeah. I've not experienced that. I'm looking forward to experience that when I do get to experience it. I'm not a medium and I'm not anything like that. Sometimes I do go into a building and think, oh, this doesn't feel right, so should we be here or not? But then again, we think, yep, we're here for a reason. It's maybe they don't know us, and that's why they're a bit off with us, because who are you coming into us? I don't know who you are. That's how I think. And once they get to know you, they start to interact with you in ways of like either sound or EVP or the way they can contact you, if you understand.
I had a spirit come in here when we were doing. I had my camera on, and and we had the box on, and he goes, "Oh, this must be Pammy." It's like they're talking about me.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's what he said on in the box.
So before you got there, they knew who you was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They must have been talking about me, that it's what I do. And then he came in, "Oh, this must be Pammy." Like they were talking about me. I was like, and I listened to him, I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
If you think about it, though, if you think about it in this way, we've contacted you through the technology of the internet and through Facebook and everything else. And if you think about that and what they can do beyond what we can do, it must be a higher place. They must be able to do exactly the same thing, but better.
Oh, it's a super highway. They're from using this technology now.
Well, they've got the Akashic records as well up there, haven't they? So they can use things like that as well.
Yeah, it's. I mean, and that's another thing is they know the communication is there now, so they will mess with your electronics and stuff because they're trying to get your attention. They will erase videos that you have on them because that's happened to us.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't want you taking it out of here, they're going to do it. That's happened at a couple of locations to us already.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Pam, and also Mike. Is we were talking about electronics a couple of weeks ago on the show, and we were saying, how do these spirits know? You know, we could be talking to spirits from the wartime, from the 1800s, and they're coming through. And we've got technology now that we're still learning how to use. How do they use it to be able to contact us? You know, through phones, through the spirit boxes and things like that. I mean, we find that very difficult to understand.
Yeah, we're energy. When we die, we're a ball of light. You're energy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So all these electronic devices are all energy. It's all a source of energy they can manipulate to use for whatever means they want.
Yeah, to drain your batteries because they need the energy to manifest or to talk to you or to get your attention. They can. They go in our. I got evidence of them going into my box or our phones when we're using them.
Right. Okay.
Words of light going in our phones and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
We're using it when we're speaking to them, communicating.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier about equipment. You mentioned the dead box, was it?
The dead box, yeah.
Yeah. What is that?
It's basically a amplified speaker that's got a reverb and a noise gate on it, and we can use it either with an SP7 or an app through on our phone.
Right. Okay.
And it's all hooked up, and it's all
like gibber words going into it, or you can put it in reverse, so the words are all backwards. So anything that's coming out forwards, the spirit's manipulating it to make it forward.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I think we call them over here. I think we call them spirit boxes. It's like radio waves.
Box,
yeah.
Yeah.
And what other equipment do you use? Did you use a lot of equipment, or did you use basically your own sensors?
Actually, I just picked up probably about 3 months ago. They're like cat toys, and they're little balls that light up when you touch them, and they can roll on the floor.
We use
$12. You can't beat it.
We use exactly the same ones. They're like a little red button on the top. What you press, turn them on.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic.
Three of them sitting in the room right now.
Right. If you go on eBay, you can get quite a few for about, was it £8 or £9? Well, it's dollars over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do work.
Yeah,
we've had to
cheap electronics that work really good for what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Same purpose.
Yeah. The front one, REM pods.
I spent quite a bit of money on a lot of my equipment and cameras and recorders and stuff like that, and I realized that you really don't need to spend the money to buy the best and this and that, because it's a pretty simple operation.
Right.
No, exactly. Yeah. We've talked about that many a time about, the more electronics you use, the less you're using your own kind of super senses is yourself, really. That's the best way to do it. But the likes of what you've just said then, the cat balls, they're fantastic because you just leave them on the floor. If they get touched, they flash, and they're brilliant. We're like that. We just use the basics.
Yeah. I think
it's very simplistic.
Yeah. I think between our group over the years, I think we've had every single device going.
They don't really like to do this in this particular location. They're like, whatever. They like to talk. They like to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Found that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't do parlor tricks.
They don't do parlor tricks.
That's what I got.
No.
I fully agree with that as well. I think you're right on that.
Depends on where you go, but there's a little bit one here that likes to get in a little mischief now and then.
Right.
Well, everyone likes mischief, don't they? Can I just going back to your group, Jay? How often do you meet up as the four of you meet up together?
Lately, not that much because of COVID, but like I said, I work with Alyssa, so I see her every day, and then probably maybe once or twice lately. It's been about a month. Maybe we'll meet on the weekends or something. We actually are working on a photo shoot for our new website that's being built right now. So we're hopefully going to do it here at the mansion. So
fantastic. And I mean, your website obviously isn't up yet.
No, we have an old website that's okay, but I paid a professional to do it.
Fair dues. No, well, I would do the same. Now, when you go out and about, do you only do any public events, or is it just a private with the where you just go on your own?
We kind of did that on Halloween.
Yeah.
We had a little bit it was like a public. We had a meet and greet with some fans that came out to the Halloween party that visited us, which was nice.
Yeah, they came from Chicago.
Yeah, one of them came from Chicago.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool.
My bad.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully in the future we're going to want to do events and things, and workshops type things.
Yeah. And what would you do it in Wisconsin itself, or go out and about and do it? Anywhere.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
We're expanding our anything goes at this time, or whatever we feel that we're drawn to. That's gonna be great. I mean, I'm excited for this year actually.
Now I've got to ask this. I've got to ask this because we're like this is. Do you ever go in a building on your own and the other person stays away, and then you reverse it? Whereas, say, like Mike went into the building first. Jay. Where did I get Mike from?
I don't know.
Jay goes into the building first, spends an hour or so in there on his own, sees what he picks up and everything else, and then obviously, for example, Pam would go in afterwards, and Jay stays home, stay in the vehicle.
Yeah, we actually did that here. We all took turns going in the building, going down into the basement. So
basement?
Yeah. Yeah. In the speakeasy bar down there. Yeah, we all took turns down there.
And did you pick anything up individually, or did you pick up the similar things?
Yeah, I picked up some light anomalies. I think I had a voice on one of my recorders. The other girls didn't really pick anything up. I don't think it was just basically more. Pam was probably feeling more, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
it was kind of heavy down there, but no, it's not like we would be scared to go down into the basement or something like that. I mean, yeah, it's a little unnerving, but
well, they knew my intent probably first time I came here, what it was going to play out to be, because I had to release. There was just so much energy here that's stuck. I mean, it was just stuck here. Even it was just residual plus residue, and this negative guy who every time he found out we were here, at the beginning of the investigation, he didn't hear from him, but after a while, he must have noticed that we were here, and he'd come down, leave now.
Yeah.
And then he was yelling at us, and so and then I can hear spirits saying, help me, and then I hear he'd say doofus, or he'd call him names and said, get back. So I realized that he was keeping spirits here.
Oh, right.
Have that, 'cause that will turn into something really negative over time. So I released him today.
Is that because he's like kind of, is he keeping him there for his own satisfaction, if you understand what I mean? That he wants them absolutely there to basically be in charge of them.
I thought he was in control in life, like he was, and now he's took that with him, and he held a tight ship, he ruled with an iron fist, and he took that here, and I don't think he can go anywhere. He's just here. Some of them, they come and go. I don't think he was stuck here because he stuck himself here. He didn't have to, but it turned into that for a time because of his negativity. But I released that today. I mean, I gave him a fair shot. I was polite to him all these times, and he just was just, wow. I was like, oh my gosh.
What a lot of people don't realize is that, the majority of the time when people pass, depending on what type of personality you had, and if you're not ready to cross over, you're going to take that personality with you.
Yeah.
And you're going to keep it on this earthly plane, and then if you were kind of a jerk in life,
you want in, yeah.
So.
And it gets more intense over time, and there's a lot of different energies that come through here. It's a business,
Right.
And plus the deceased travelers are still coming here as if it's a hotel or whatever.
Yeah.
So, all that energy that's not good. It was like a vortex. You can feel it. It was like a vortex down there.
Right.
Today when I was bringing in the light and I unlocked my Kundalini Reiki energy for healing. So I was healing the energies as they were, releasing, and you can just feel it. It got really cold down there.
Yeah, it did.
And it was insane. Yeah, it was crazy. Talking about across the street when we did that one, we had the funhouse effect. That was.
Oh yeah, we investigated a place that was kind of across the street from this place that we're at now.
Yeah.
And we were upstairs, and everything just shifted, and then we had, I don't know if you've ever experienced this on your investigation, the funhouse effect.
Is that where you start laughing and you joke and everything else, and then suddenly?
No, that's where like the floor is like coming out underneath you, and you can't keep your balance. And
it's like you're
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I get you now.
On an angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had experienced that once. That was
dimensions collide.
Yeah, that was pretty wild, actually.
Yeah.
It was, we were in this room for like a half hour just doing a session. We had the REM pod out, and it was in the REM pod. Yeah, and it was, we're just talking to the spirits, and we're getting really good orbs and stuff that were coming in and out. And then after we got up, we're like, it was a whole different room. It was crazy.
Yeah, the floor slanted, and it was creepy. It was like something out of
outside. Our feet felt like they weren't underneath us.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a weird feeling.
Wow.
So I wonder what made the floor. I wonder what made you get that funhouse feeling where the floor's moving. I wonder what causes that.
Energy.
It's energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a shift in energy, which we were in that house for a while, and everything seemed to be pretty okay and positive, and then it just shifted.
Everything's vibration.
Yeah.
Everything's vibration.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the matrix that you're in, the vibration, and it's too. It was like we were going into like their time, but you're in the physical. Your physical body's in this time.
Yeah.
Your spiritual body's there because you're connecting, and it's like two of them together. It's like
it was a weird feeling.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I've never experienced that ever. I've heard about it, so that was definitely an experience for me. I was like, wow.
It's funny. I mean, they do. It's weird that they can actually make you feel what they're feeling. If you understand what I mean, if they feel angry, they'll let you know about it in their way.
Their light body is almost like they felt.
Sorry. What was that, Pam?
Some people are lucky. Some people are very lucky that they don't access that gift, because sometimes it can be a little much.
Yeah. Well, you gotta know how to tune it on and turn it off.
Do you feel when you go home and you finish your investigations then that you're completely drained and you need a couple of days, or have you had it where you've done that one, tomorrow we've got to go somewhere else?
Yeah, it depends. I think each team member is a little different, But for me, yeah, I need to sleep. I'm pretty drained.
It doesn't affect me. I'm really, actually, I'm just like vibrating. When I get home, like, but it goes away as soon as I lay down. But
no, I need my sleep. I'm out.
Was it Alyssa that went to a graveyard and had?
She had an attachment.
Yeah, she got an attachment I had to remove.
Yeah.
From a graveyard.
She went to a graveyard. She didn't protect herself, and she was down in Arkansas or somewhere. And yeah,
right.
She come back, and I sensed it right away when I went up to her, and I was like, "Where did you get that?" And she said, "What?" And I said, "Oh my gosh."
She knew she had it too.
She knew because a bunch of weird stuff was happening in her apartment,
but she didn't want to sell. Yeah.
So Pam had to basically cleanse her.
Yeah, I removed it. But the thing is, that when you go into graveyards, I mean, that's disrespectful to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they'll come to your house then. That's the perfect example when I'm talking about, oh, you're going to come here and disrespect me? I'm going to go to your house and see how you like it.
Yeah.
They'll do that. If you don't explain your situation, why you're there, and you come with the utmost respect, you got to talk to them like you're standing right next to them in this physical world, because they have emotions and they feel, and, you know, and some of them just are, like, vindictive. You got to, their personality is like, oh, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Action, you want to flee? You know?
We always go in and say to them, we're not here to disrespect you in any way. You know, when we call out, we always say, we're here as friends. Yeah. Because we're not there to make fun of them or anything like that. What we're all looking for, and it's the same with yourselves, is we're just looking for that contact to get that connection between the two different worlds, and to try and understand it, really.
Right.
And that
a lot of them say, you know, they'll give you the validation because they were once curious before they passed if there was life after death. So they were like, I'll help you, you know, show other people.
Mm-hmm. You were saying, you just said then, if there was life after death, are you in that mind where you're not sure whether there's life after death or not? And
no, I'm saying if the soul that's dead wasn't sure.
Ah, right. Sorry, I misheard you then. Sorry.
Yes. They'll help us, you know, with some evidence. Because they themselves were unsure, but now they know, and they're going to help. They were once in your shoes, is what I'm saying.
Right. And just before we finish...
My sister Colleen passed. Sorry. My sister Colleen passed, and she's the one that got me on my spiritual path. I was 2 floors up, and she'd knock on my window.
All right. So,
2 o'clock in the morning.
So your sister's the same as you in that way, yeah?
Yeah. And she was the one that got me to, you know, with the fire under me to get going, you know, because we would talk about this stuff all the time. And she's like, so she was my guide for a little while, helping me. And, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Fantastic. Before we finish, I've got to ask both of you, obviously you've been on quite a few locations, if there was a location you could go to, what would your favourite location be? And also, Pam, what would your favourite location be before, you know...
The one we're at now.
I like to go like the Stanley Hotel or something like that. I like to go to some bigger...
yeah, the Stanley Hotel is nice. I've been there twice.
Yeah.
I like to go to something like that. And I don't think I'd ever have a favorite because, like I said, I like to help everybody. And I like to, you know what I mean?
It's hard to pick.
It is, because that's just not written in my soul that way.
And obviously...
I like to help everybody.
And obviously, when COVID's over, you want to come over to the UK and experience the investigations over here.
Oh,
absolutely. I love to go on. I mean, I like where the ley lines are, and I mean, even like, I like to even go to like where there's pyramids, where the energies, you know, even what's those rocks are.
Oh, Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
I like to go there, and even, you know, just energy to feel that connection.
I mean, I'm lucky. I've got relatives who live right next to Stonehenge, so when I go down there, it's only a 10-minute drive from their house. So I've been privileged to go there a few times. You know, it's a must place. I mean, they have regulations there now that you can't go up to the stones and things like that. But you still, when you get there, you're still in awe of it and things like that. You know, but we've got a lot of places here. We've got a lot of history, as you know. So yeah, if you ever come over here, please get in touch, and you can come along on one of our investigations. You're both more than welcome to.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
I wonder if we talk to them and they, when they're not open, if we could get in there, something like that. I mean, it's different if it's like the whole public they let in, but just a small group for, something like that they might.
Where we are, Mill Street.
What?
Were you talking about Mill Street then, or
no,
Stonehenge?
You contacted them and actually told them, what you're doing, and out of respect about if they would like let you in like that way, instead of like, it's different when you have the whole public coming up at random times, but if you actually, made contact with the people that run it, if they would let you in.
Well, we tried. It's very, very difficult with it being a military area as well. They're very secure there, and they have guards on the on the stones. They have like security all around. And in fact, the last time we were down there.
That's not suspicious, is it? I wonder why that is. The aliens coming in and out?
Well, it's funny you say that, because last time we were down there was a lad there with a drone, and he tried to put his drone up, and he came straight over to him and said, "Put that down now." And he had it switched on and everything. And as he went to fly it up in the air, he said, "I'm asking you one more time to put that down." And she had like a weapon on it. And what happened then is he just put the drone down, turned it off, put it back in his bag and that, and she said, "This is a military area. You do not fly anything like that around here."
I just got intuitively. There's something there that they're hiding.
Oh yeah.
There's no doubt that is. I mean, they're willing to shoot somebody over a drone.
Yeah.
Must be something very serious they don't want you to see.
Well, I mean, where they are in Wiltshire, my relatives, there's a hill there. Now I can't remember the name of the hill off my head. And it's well known for people going up there for UFOs, for watching UFOs and waiting for them.
Yeah, well, it seems how we're weaponizing space now. The aliens are not having it. They're not having it.
Yeah.
Do you blame them?
No.
Don't blame them one bit. But Jay and Pam, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We really do. Well, it's daytime there, I think, isn't it? I think you're about 6 hours behind us. But thank you so much for coming on. We do really appreciate it. And would you like to come on again in the future?
Oh, most definitely.
We'd like to keep in touch with you and get you on again. We've asked that for a couple of paranormal groups. We love hearing what your stories are, and we'd like to bring you back on again and see how you're progressing and how things are happening. And we'd love to hear about the mansion, what you're in now as well. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it's been our pleasure today.
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
You're more than welcome, man. We hope that the mansion you're in now brings you a lot more activity when we've gone. And thank you so much again for coming on. And that's Winsconsin Paranormal Research, and that was Jay and Pam. Thank you so much again for taking your time out for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How interesting was that, Jonathan?
Absolutely brilliant, wasn't it?
And to be actually being interviewing them from a haunted building as well.
Yeah, the Maxwell Mansion.
The Maxwell Mansion. Wow.
Brilliant.
And such lovely people as well, them too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jay and Pam, really nice people and really interesting as well.
I know. What they do,
I know, all the time.
Yeah. And you got the Speakeasy Bar.
Yeah.
That Maxwell Mansion. So it's been a lot of things over the years.
It sounds a very, very historical building,
It did, yeah.
And new owners as well.
Yeah.
So I wonder what experiences they're going to have, or I wonder if the previous owners told them anything, or Jay and Pam have had to tell them.
You never know, do you?
No.
Know. I'm sure they'll tell them. Sure they'll let them know. So
that was a really good. I mean, about an hour's interview there, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't like cutting them up when they're like that. Sometimes I like cutting them up to, putting one half and then putting the other half in. But sometimes when you do that and you get the full story, it's fantastic, isn't it?
It just seemed to flow, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
From beginning to it. I mean, from one of his first experiences was being thrown from his bed when he was younger.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd have been thrown from the bed. I'd have been out the house in no time.
I know. Well, he says he never stayed there much after that.
Yeah,
but,
that's right. He did, didn't he? And
Pam guy was.
Yeah, and Pam's the
she's like the
medium. or the sensitive. I don't know what they call them.
Yeah.
She seems really good as well. She seems to pick up a lot.
Yeah, she does. Yeah,
and they seem to gel.
They do. Yeah.
And I know they've got other people in the group as well who they meet up when they do the investigations.
Yeah, they live quite far away, don't they?
Was it Jay who said that he works with one of the girls who's in the group?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So he sees her quite often. So it's a nice group to be around.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good
it's called Winsconsin.
Wisconsin.
When I was listening to him, his name is Winsconsin. Do you know, next time can you get somebody? Can you get somebody like we had last week, Texas? It's easy to say.
Well, hang on. What have we got coming up? Michigan. Chicago.
Yeah, I can say Michigan. Chicago. I can't even say Michigan, Chicago,
New Jersey,
Manchester, Liverpool.
No.
St. Helens.
No.
Come on. But yeah, it's lovely to hear them from. We mentioned it earlier on in the show.
Yeah.
It's really nice to get them people from America and
it is,
and any other country. If any other countries out there listening to us, get in touch. We would love to hear from from that side as well.
Yeah. We've got something different in a couple of weeks, Jamie, and just give the viewers and the listeners a little clue.
Do I know about this?
Yeah.
Do I?
And there's two sisters going to be on.
Oh yeah. And you throw things in when I don't even know what. I'm looking at you puzzled and everything.
I know. I love it.
I know. Well, what you done to me this time?
Yeah, so they're like psychic sisters.
Yeah, they're coming on.
So
I remember you saying that. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, something a bit different as well.
And we've also got Dark Territory coming up.
Dark Territory.
And that is going to be a special program. That one.
Brilliant.
I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
So that'll be one coming up. We'll have a little chat about that later on as well.
Yeah.
But and we coming up in a minute as well. We've thrown this on as well, isn't it? It was we've done an investigation tonight.
Well,
which what can you say? What happened tonight?
Shocked.
Yeah. Very unexpected.
Really, really unexpected because, we done a little one the other week, didn't we? And it was
not
calm
much
and quiet, wasn't it? But this week,
I don't know. I don't know. It was it's a must listen to.
It is,
and you will hear things.
Yeah,
that's the thing. You will hear things.
You will hear things.
Especially, the one what's coming up. We put 20 minutes of the show on it. The 20 minutes of the the investigation on this in this show tonight.
Yeah,
which will be coming up in a little bit.
Yeah.
And listen carefully to that because there's sounds on there which we didn't expect to get.
Yeah, that's right.
And all we're putting on tonight is a cell apart. And that's let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
And then people can listen in and see. What we did here was we had quite a bit of banging.
We did hear quite a lot of banging. I know there was for anyone that's been here, they know that there's like a little natural spring down there.
You can hear that, don't you?
There was quite a bit of dripping from that tonight, but it wasn't that.
No.
There was definitive bangs, but they seem to be from the room that you don't like.
Yeah, well, they can stay in that room while I don't like.
And they're mainly from above.
Yeah. We won't say what the sounds were. We want you to pick up on that.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what happens afterwards either.
But it was superb.
But it was just brilliant. Some of the best evidence we've had for a long time.
Yeah.
And it didn't stop after we'd even finished recording because we came back up to the studio. And we started getting stuff up here as well. Yeah,
don't give too much away about that because we'll talk about that after the recordings because we're giving away too much, aren't we?
Yeah.
But it was a really good night. It was a night that we will never forget.
No.
From the minute we went into the cellar when we first started, the atmosphere changed. The room went dark.
Yeah.
And then it was fun.
It really was.
I liked it.
It was. And it was really, really good.
And there's one part where we had to stop, didn't we? We had to stop the recording.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there was too much going on. I just thought there's some movement out there then, but I think it's your head in the reflection.
I hope so.
Well, that's what happened to me when...
I know.
I mean, I was saying to you, wasn't I, when we went off air, I said, when Sean Kenner was on the phone to me...
That's right.
And it sounded exaggerating what I was telling you, but after tonight...
After tonight, Jamie...
You can't really say that, you know...
No, after tonight, no.
Yeah, and the nice thing is you've actually recorded some of the footage, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got some footage
video
on there, video, so we'll upload that to YouTube in a couple of weeks when the rest of the recordings have been put on. Yeah,
once we've got everything up there, we'll put that up. What we'll do is we'll put that show up and then we'll put the video next to it so you can either watch one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can, what's the name of it then? They can see what we're, when we're explaining something.
That's right.
Well, tell you what we'll do now is we'll go across to that recording down in the cellar.
Yeah.
And this is what we've done a little bit earlier on tonight. And this is how the first 20 minutes of it went. And next week you'll get the second part and the third part. So this is how it goes. So, Jonathan, we're down in the cellar here at Mill Street Barracks doing a little mini investigation.
Yeah.
Which, well, we say mini, it's usually about an hour, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in my hand, let me just turn the torch on because it's pitch black where we are. I'm just going to turn on one of the REM pods and put it on the stairs. Oh, yeah, that works. Just put it on the stairs. Sorry about the sound. That one works. That'll be interesting if that one goes off. It's
Well, won't it?
Yeah, because we've got to go up that way, haven't we?
I know.
I've got another one here. Another REM pod. I'll put that in the middle. Is that working? Yeah, it is. Whoop. Nearly lost my head then. And we'll put that one. We'll put that one there, Jonathan. We can see it from inside the room there. And I've also got what they call them kitty balls, which we.
Oh yeah,
the flick of nice. Are you coming in? Should we go in the centre?
Go on.
Yeah, the centre room that is. That's what you had. And I'll put these down in here. You know what, John? You know that time when I did the lone vigil in here?
Oh.
This is how dark it was.
More fooled you. That's all I can say.
Well, after what happened to me last time, and I was that was your fault anyway. Everything's your fault, to be honest.
I know, well, it always is, yeah. But there you go.
Hold on, there's another one here, one on the other side. Do you want to put that over there? Yo!
Yeah, watch your head.
I can't believe I hit my head. Yeah, I can. So, and we've got a third one. And what we'll do is, you know where the REM pod is, just put it before the REM pod. So if the REM pod goes off and that goes off, that would be pretty.
You live sending me out here in the dark, don't you?
Hey?
That's all you can see.
Yeah, it's there.
So I'll put that one there.
Yep. Can't see now though, can you?
God. Don't do that. Cruel.
It is dark in here tonight, isn't it?
It's very dark in here.
Right, so I'm going to turn the lights off.
Okay.
And straight away, as soon as I turn the lights off, I'll call out, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, if there's anybody here with us now, anyone who can hear us or see us, come forward, come and talk to us. We don't mean you any harm. We don't mean you any disrespect. As we say a lot of times, we're here as friends, friends of yours, friends of the building. If you can do something to show us you're around, sorry, if you can do something to show us you're around, please do so. You've got me, Jamie, and you've got...
Me, Jonathan.
I thought you forgot your name then.
No.
So if you can, come forward. We're inviting you to come and talk to us.
My eyes are just about adjusting.
Oh.
See the doorway.
I just heard a knock. If that was you acknowledging us, can you do that again, please? Did you hear something then? I know we've got the water drops in the background, but I heard something in like the hallway, the corridor way. If that's you coming forward, please do so. It's just gone really dark all of a sudden, dead quick. Can you come and talk to us? Show us you're here.
Can you walk up the corridor? Up that little hallway?
Come on, make a sound for us, please. I'll do the famous call as you call it. I'm going to ask if Claire's around. Claire, can you let us know you're here? Or Jack? Or anybody else? You're all welcome to come forward.
Some objects in that hallway. If you walk past them, they'll light up or make a noise. Don't do you any harm. Just to let us know where you are.
What was that?
Come into the room, just go and walk past them.
What was that in the room now? They just did like that. Yeah. If you're in the room with us now, please let us know. You don't have to be afraid of us.
I went very dark then.
Where?
I don't know, just went very dark.
It did that before.
Just all of a sudden.
Are you here with us now? Please let us know you're here. Was that you?
No.
That was the table. Can you move the table? Is that your phone, Jonathan?
Yeah. Probably.
What are you like? I'll let you sort it out first.
Yeah.
Do. It is cold down here. It is a cold night, mind you. For the first time ever, I've got a woolly hat on, or whatever you want to call them.
I don't know.
I'm going to ask if there's anybody here with us now. Please, if you can hear my voice, come and talk to us.
Did you see that light then?
Where?
Light in front of me.
No, I was looking towards the door, sorry.
Between me and the door. Like a little white.
No. We had this once before though, didn't we?
Yeah.
If that's you making the little light, can you make it brighter? If you can you show yourself? Can you do something to show us you are here? Did you hear that?
Yeah, but you know what?
What?
I swear I seen something peeping around that door.
What, just as them knocks happened?
Yeah, from on the left hand side. There was do you know the way I know it's dark, but it's like grey in the hallway, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I swear there was something black.
I can see a light in the hallway now. Whether it's a reflection of something, I don't know, but I can see it.
Come on, don't be afraid. That's you in the hallway. Come closer. When you want to say hello?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
If that's you making the sounds, can you make them louder for us, please? Listen. There's something out there. Sure, I heard footsteps then. Please come forward, shows you're here. Are you able to let us see you? Can me and John see you? Do you want to do a call, John?
Come on, you know who we are. We're not strangers. We've been here many times. So I'm sure you've seen us lots and lots of times. So come forward, come and say hello. Do something to let us know that you're here. Whether that be in light form or making a noise. Did you hear that then?
I did. And again.
If that was you, could you do it again, please?
Is that coming from the next room?
I think it is, you know. The room you don't like.
Yeah, well, we're not going in there.
If you don't want to show yourself, or you don't want to come towards us, just walk up the hallway. We'll see you walking past.
Do you know what? The entrance.
Hmm.
I could see really clear before the entrance. It's gone like, I know it's going to sound silly, but like a shimmering, it's like
Yeah, I know what you mean.
very, very blurred, whereas before I could see.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like water shimmering, it's gone. Jonathan,
Which?
watch the floor. I've just seen a shadow of like a person.
Well, don't be afraid.
Right.
It doesn't mean you any harm.
I can see the very light door shadow. I can see that.
Yeah.
But there's something going over that shadow, you know.
Alright, yeah.
Can you see it like moving?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. Hello? And you know us. Not here to disrespect you or anything. Just want to talk to you.
Right, now it's getting darker out there.
Can you tap on that door now?
Sorry, Jonathan, didn't mean that. But I've just heard a voice.
I've just seen a light. Little light.
Did you hear the
fly
voices?
up towards you. No.
Surely you heard them voices then.
No.
Tell you what, Jonathan. I know we're in the middle room, but nothing's really going on in the middle room. But
Seems to be happening.
it seems to be happening out there, doesn't it?
Should be.
And we've heard. I definitely heard voices then, though.
Yeah.
So let me just turn the lights on so we don't. Or so I don't bang my head.
Should we go in the hallway?
We can always come back in here again if we need to.
Yeah.
we've got that. What do you want to do? Do you want to stand opposite each other?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll
I'll
do
stand
that.
here.
Yeah.
You stand there. You put the REM pod there on the floor in the middle. The REM pod's in the middle of the cellar, in the main corridor of the cellar, and about 7 or 8 inches from that is the cap ball, whatever you want to call it, what flashes on and off.
Yeah.
I'd say we're in the middle, near the middle door of the cellar and the barracks here. I'm going to turn the lights off again now, Jonathan.
Okay, come on.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
There we go. So I'm going to carry on calling, okay?
Okay, look.
Okay. If that was you talking before, or making the sounds, please try again. Come forward. We don't mean you any harm at all. You can hear the water, can't you?
Yeah, you hear that water dripping.
Like, can you make a sound again? Sorry. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's above us. If that's you walking around, can you do it again? That was upstairs, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sounded like it.
There's the bells. That was right above us. I'm trying to think what rooms we've got. The kitchens there, isn't it? All what they call the.
It's the room with all the
bits and bobs are next to
the chairs and tables.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Did anybody hear that?
Are you down here with us now? If you're down here with us now, can you make a noise?
James, listen. John, I mean. That's because we're talking to James earlier on. Just listen, John. If that keeps going on up there, we'll go up in a minute and have a look. If you're upstairs and you're walking around, can you do it again, please? That was clear footsteps.
What was that then?
What was what?
Like a little tap, but it sounded like it was by the stairs.
Well, we've got the REM pod on the stairs, haven't we? So if the REM pod goes off. I keep hearing. If there's somebody here with us now, can you make a noise? Shows you're around. Or if you're upstairs above us, can you walk around again so we can hear your footsteps? Jumped then, it was my coat rubbing against the table. Debunked.
Come on, make a sound.
I'm hoping the recordings picked them footsteps up because they were really clear.
Yeah.
Shh, listen. Sorry about my coat. Oh.
What?
Did you hear that?
What was that?
If that's you doing that noise, can you do it again, please? Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that then?
Mm-hmm. If you can make that sound, can you walk around? Come down here to us. Near a motorbike in the distance. Heard that then. It's a weird kind of night, isn't it? Because we're getting that we're getting the noises which we haven't had for like this. I'm going to ask again if there's anybody here with now, and you can come forward. Please do so. Don't be afraid. Is that you walking around? Please do more. We don't mean you any harm. We're not here to disrespect you in any way.
I was just thinking then, Jay.
What's that?
Do you know you'd have been upstairs now?
Yeah.
Do you know that would have sounded like the noise when we got that EVP?
Oh.
Like
The one which he says don't or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact words, but yeah, I've got that audio, haven't I?
Yeah.
Well, let's try some. If you're here now and you can hear me, could you tell me your name, please? Sure, I can hear footsteps.
Yeah, I can.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. That was over that end.
Yeah. There it is again. A lot of dripping. That's quite loud, that dripping, isn't it, tonight?
It is very loud.
I'm just going to look towards the stairs. Was it? I was just turning that way, but I was just turning just to have a look. If there's somebody here with us now, can you come forward? Did anybody hear that?
Never heard that. No.
Did anybody on the radio? If you listen, can you hear it again? Seems to be quite active tonight.
I'm just getting the feeling now that it's upstairs and not down here.
Well, what we could do is we could nip upstairs and have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, listen. That was clear footsteps.
Is that what, do you want us to come upstairs?
Tell you what we'll do then. I was just about to say before them footsteps walked is let's go and have a drink. Then what we could do then is a quick drink, quick snack. Then what we'll do is we'll come back, not down here, we'll go up to I think we'll go up to that classroom, what we get nervous in, Jonathan. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get the stuff. The REM pods and the little balls. And let's get out of here.
So, JB, down in the cellar.
I know.
What did you think of that?
Where'd you start?
Very, very, very active.
It was, but I don't know whether... it wasn't really in the cellar, was it? It was up above us.
Well, yeah, it was. They got some noise from the end room.
Yeah.
We did get the sound of a voice that was definitely in the cellar.
Definitely. That's when I went to you, shh.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, because when we're having conversations...
That's when
it happens.
Yeah.
And if people heard it, there was a voice. You could hear the
yeah,
voice.
you can just about hear it.
We've had the luckiness of where we can play it back and listen to it.
Yeah, we can, yeah.
But, obviously these shows are all going to go onto YouTube anyway, so people will be able to go backwards and play it, backwards and play it like that.
That's right.
So, at least we've got it that way anyway.
Yeah.
But, the footsteps.
Footsteps.
That was as clear as anything, them footsteps.
Really was.
And not just once.
No, not
it
just
happened
once.
a few times.
It was a few times. And quite a few bangs, and they all seem to be from the same place as well. And I do remember a couple of noises from by the stairs as well.
That's right. Yeah.
But strangely, nothing in that middle room.
No.
It all seems to be happening
Outside.
outside, above
us. And you could actually, when I had the microphone or the recorder up,
yeah,
you know, we were looking up because we could hear them.
yeah.
It was like someone was in the building
Yeah, it was.
because you could hear the footsteps that clear.
That's right.
And I mean, that's what we come for, and it was fantastic to get that.
It was,
but it was a bit unnerving as well.
It was. What could I call it? It was very eerie.
Yeah.
That you got that really eerie feeling.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Well, you had the water going.
Yeah.
Dripping.
That was quite creepy.
And that was
really.
creepy.
It was.
Yeah, and I mean, being just the two of us down there,
I know.
and thinking that there's something up above us.
I know it's not.
I know.
I'm
I know.
still here now.
I know. But the thing is, that wasn't just the part we've recorded. We've got more next week.
There's more to
Yeah.
come.
And the one next week is the continuation of this.
Yeah.
And what happens in that is fantastic, isn't it? I mean, like we said a little bit earlier on, you've recorded what happened.
Yeah, we've got some on video.
So it's fantastic. And
it really is.
It was actually communicating with us in a way. We were asking the questions, and it was things were happening when we asked it to.
Yeah, that's right.
And so next week's show is going to be brilliant. I mean, that was just
really
a little fraction. Well, I'm not going to say a fraction. That was a good part of it.
It was a good part of it. It's the build up to it, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
as to what actually, I'm going to say where it was taking us. And yeah.
And I mean, the continuation, it does continue.
It does.
You know, we were
really
going to go up into the classroom first, then we decided to go into the main hall, didn't we? And it's what happened in the main hall. What was superb.
That's right.
But do you know what? Let's leave it there and let the listeners tune in next week for the show, because it's going to be great.
And really, really, just don't miss it.
No.
Because it's really, really good.
It makes us want to go back again, doesn't it?
It does.
But not tonight.
Not tonight.
It was. I mean, I remember being here on my own that night. I mean, I've mentioned it so many times. I won't mention it again, but it was similarities to that.
Yeah. It doesn't feel evil, though, Jim.
No.
It didn't feel nasty.
Well, it didn't.
Or evil.
It didn't, because later on, when we come into the studio, something happened. Yeah. Which we'll talk about next week, because I mean, you know, it all fits in with what's going on.
It does. Yeah.
So what a great night it's been. And what I'm going to say is, we haven't mentioned any of our how they can contact us, have we?
I know. Well, I was just going to say, if people have listened to that and they want to email or get in touch any other way, then about anything that they've heard, then they can get us on the email, and it's info.accessparanormal@gmail.com. Or they can get us on the Twitter, which is #AccessParanorm1, and then Facebook and Instagram is Access Paranormal Radio Podcast.
And I can't wait for it to go on YouTube so people can listen to it as well.
We're beginning to catch up with the shows on YouTube.
Gradually.
There'll be more shows going on.
Well, if you think about it, Jonathan, there's 27 shows now. We've done 27 shows, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
And you know, did you hear my stomach?
Your stomach then?
It's been a long night. I've not eaten. I'm starving. So that wasn't paranormal if you heard that.
No.
But it's been a good night, actually, because we've done that investigation. We've had Jay and Pam on, which has been brilliant.
Yeah.
So not bad, and I'm hoping the listeners have really enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
As much as us.
Yeah.
And Dibbit boxes. I did think of an idea before, but I'm not going to do it. So
don't be getting one, Jamie.
It'll stay in my head. Yeah. That's where it's going to stay. I'm not getting one.
No,
I'm not getting one.
I mean, When the weather gets a bit better, don't mind doing a bit of Randonautica.
Yeah, we'll do the Random Nautica because there'll be a few of us. But
I don't fancy.
I was going to suggest getting one and opening it up in the studio, but no,
I don't think I'll bother.
No. I don't even know why that went on in my head.
I don't either.
And it's just going to stay in my head because I don't want to take big risks.
No, just do not do it. Do not do it. Really.
No.
I mean,
After watching that fella, he disappeared, didn't he?
Well, he did.
Yeah, probably a lot of probably a lot of listeners who want me to disappear anyway. No, we're honest. What do you mean, yeah? Did you just say
yeah?
Then you just want to show to yourself, don't you?
No, don't do it, Jamie.
No, I'm not going to. Don't worry. You know I wouldn't dare.
I know there's probably a lot of them out there on YouTube. A lot of them. Yeah, just for entertainment purposes.
If anybody else wants to take risks, that's up to them.
Yeah.
The warning is
if
don't.
If you want to do it and send us the video, then please do.
Yeah, we'll watch it.
That's as close as we want to get.
Please, if you're going to do it, just be very, very, very careful.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I thought of it, but I'm not going to do it. Seriously, I'm not.
Wouldn't.
Too much at risk.
There is.
Yeah.
It is real.
Oh God, yeah. Well, you've seen it by that video, and it's one of those things.
Even reading into it, it's more from the Eastern European countries where it's all started, I think.
Yeah, well, it can stay there.
1600s, all to do with witchcraft and all the rest of it as well. So
yeah, well, Jonathan, guess what?
No,
it's the end of the show. Yeah. And what a great night it is. Well, what I'd like to do is thank Jay and Pam for coming on. They were brilliant over in Winsconsin. And also hope you enjoyed our little mini investigation and listen in next week because the next part's on fantastic.
Yeah.
So please stay safe. Don't do anything silly. And we'll be back here again next week with another show. So good night from Jonathan and myself, Jamie.